Welcome. So in this video, I'm going to try to show you how, I'm going to show you how to record data using a timed ethogram that you've already set up. So you should already have a timed ethogram set up that looks something like this. You will not have these words written in there. It won't be behavior 2, behavior 3, behavior 4, and so on. Those are going to be the names from your ethogram. So if you haven't done this yet, you've got to go back and do this first. Okay? There's another video on how to do this earlier in the digital notebook. So I've written those in there. I also added a little piece of information, which you might want to do. It might make it a little easier for you to interpret your data later. But these first two behaviors were my undisturbed behaviors. This behavior was when they show moderate disturbance. They've been disturbed, but it's been a while. And then these are the strong disturbance behaviors, the behaviors you see right after or maybe even during a disturbance. You'll notice at the top there's time intervals. Okay, at 1 minute, I'm going to inject tank water. At 2 minutes, I'm going to inject Schreckstoff. So in just a minute here, I'm going to start playing a video. And what I'm going to do is every 15 seconds, so I'm going to say start, and then you watch. Just watch the video. And for the first 15 seconds, you just watch the video and you keep track in your mind of the different behaviors you see the minnows do the whole time. So not just at the beginning or the end, but the whole time, what are all the different behaviors you see? And then when I say mark, which will be after 15 seconds, you put a check mark in the boxes that you see. Now, the first 15 seconds, nothing's going to be going on. So I'm going to tell you right now, the behaviors you're going to see are going to be behaviors that are undisturbed behaviors, right? If you're seeing all of these, then you haven't gotten a good eye yet for what the different behaviors are. And maybe you need to go back to your ethogram and review what each of those behaviors look like. So let's say you feel like you see both vibing and whatever you called your second behavior. In those first 15 seconds, you would put an X in both of those boxes. If you only saw the second one, whatever you named it, then you'd only put an X in that box. It's okay to put X's in multiple boxes. It's okay that you see, an undisturbed behavior and then a moderately disturbed behavior in the same 15 seconds, because over a 15-second time period, stuff might be different at the beginning than at the end. So you're just recording all the behaviors you see. If it's a particularly crazy 15 seconds, it might start off in undisturbed, right, and end with a strong disturbance. Okay. But there will be lots of them where you're really just watching for 15 seconds and you only see one or two things going on, right? Or maybe it's just the moderate disturbance and that's the only thing you're recording, okay? The point here is that you're looking for the behaviors on your own from your understanding, okay? Now, after the first 15 seconds, and I've said mark, you're going to watch for the next 15 seconds and I'll say mark again. And at that point, you mark down what happened in the next 15-second time period and the next and the next. So you have to keep up with the video, okay? I'll kind of give you every once in a while, be like, you should be at 1 minute or you should be at, 2 minutes, or I'm injecting the Schreckstoff now. That's where you should be marking. And I will warn you that the video is not going to have behaviors all the way to the end here. So you shouldn't be marking X's all the way to the end. You should stop when we get to the last time period. Okay? All right. Let's watch the video. Okay, so here we have the minnows. In a second, I'm going to say start, and you're going to just watch, and every 15 seconds, record what they do. Along the way, I'll narrate a few of the things that I'm doing just so you kind of know what's going on. But it's your job to be watching the video carefully. If you have to pause and rewind sections, go for it. Okay? So, go. Or begin. Mark. So you'll put your first marks down of what happened. Now we're in our next 15 seconds in the 30-second mark. And you will mark now. So again, we're just watching what the minnow's doing, putting anything down we see them do. Mark. Mark, that's the 1 minute, and I just injected the deionized water into the tank. You saw a few little jiggles of the line. Or not the deionized water, the tank water. Mark, that's 1 minute and 15 seconds, and you can think about whether you were seeing a lot of changes in behaviors of the minnows when I injected that tank water, or whether they stayed the same. Mark, it's 1 minute 30. Mark. Mark, that's 2 minutes, and I'm injecting the Schreckstoff into the tank now. Mark, 2 minutes 15 seconds. Most of you will have noticed a slight change in behavior. Mark. Now keep your eyes on it. Mark. Mark. That's the 3 minute mark. 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 We're 2 minutes away from the Schreckstoff being added. We're at 4 minutes. Mark. 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 And that'll be our last one. All right. So now we have a couple minutes before and a couple minutes after adding the Schreckstoff, and you'll be able to compare their behaviors in those time periods. All right.